Hello and welcome back. We'll just follow this back around to the railway. I know we've had this on the go a number of times in the last couple of videos, but it's just such a wonderful train. Gorgeous coaches with that red stripe down the sides of them. Let's come in tight here. Now we'll have to come up a little bit, and if I reach out behind me, I'll try and get the controls. And we'll bring this to a smooth stop. We'll try and get it before the end of the platform there. That makes quite a rasp, doesn't it? So we'll close that. Sorry, we'll close the points. Let me alter the camera now a little bit. So we just change the angle I'm looking at it. I had it all set so I could get in a little bit lower. But I need to change these points here. We'll just have a look at that. So we need that one. Ooh, sorry, that one. That one should be pushing those switches down, and then I'll get access to the R.159, the double-ended diesel, and these great blue coaches. These have all got Mark II couplings, and the variant with the blue roofs. And we'll have a closer look over those in a moment. We'll get them out and off the rails now. I haven't got the little bits of drinking straw between them, so I've been doing quite well without them. So I've got them on standby, so if I feel I need them, we'll get them installed to stop the uncoupling. Now I did stop this when I brought it to a stop when I was making that earlier piece of video. And I've got the drive wheels, one of them is sitting on plastic, so let's see if that will move away. Yep. So I was thinking we might end up with that being a little bit stuck there. Let's drop down a little bit. Let's see if we can get a little bit lower there. It makes a lovely whine on the rails, this. Get out in front a little bit more. Now the light is a bit more enthusiastic on this. I'm going to get a better glimpse of it. Similar type of bulb to the other one, but it seems to light up a little bit better. I don't know whether it's the way the motor pulls the power or not. See if I can keep up with this one. And we'll just keep a listen out for anything becoming uncoupled. It's not the smoothest of set of coaches, as we'll see when we have a look at the couplings. Sorry, the bogies. It's the bogies. They're all metal bogies on this. We'll just go once more round, I think. Get in a little bit tighter. Around it goes again. I think you'd have had great fun with this lot as a child if you'd managed to get one of these for your birthday. I imagine we would have run a great deal quicker than this, but I don't want to risk any uncoupling at the moment and it coming back around and slamming into the coach that's been left behind. So I've got the 1958 catalogue there. We'll have a quick glance at that because I think that's the first year these models showed up. And I'll just bring that into the station. We'll dial down the power and we'll stop it on that dodgy point again. Well, it's not the point that's dodgy, it's just a dodgy place to move off if one of the wheels hasn't quite got full contact with the metal rail. Let's have a look again. I think we're all metal this time. We've got nothing sitting on plastic. Let me just grab my notes. So R.159, double-ended diesel. So these are available sort of 58 to 69. And we got the baggage car here. So that's a R131. Sorry, I'm reading my notes completely incorrectly. That's 134 baggage car, 1958 to 61. And then we've got the passenger car there. So passenger car is 131, also 58 to 61. And then we've got the Vista Dome. Sorry, I'm again glancing down at my notes and looking at the camera at the same time. So R132, again 58 to 61. We will look closer at these in a moment. And then we've got the observation car there with a great sort of dome, not a dome, but sort of glass canopy or perspex canopy on the back there. So that's R133, again 58 to 61. There was a dining car in this blue series, in this first series of TC coaches, but I don't think it was released with these Mark II couplings. I certainly don't have one. I have a later one with the Mark IIIs, but I think it makes a terrific train. Very, very impressive looking with the blue and the yellow, especially the Locomotive with that great yellow paintwork. It's taking a bit of a knock over the cab windows there. It's quite an impressive looking colour. So let's have a quick glance at the catalogue there. So this is the 58 catalogue. I think we had a look at this a few weeks ago. And there we have got R159 double-ended diesel locomotive, electric with working headlamps. So the lights aren't directional. This is quite early on. The R250 would have been the dummy. So I don't have a dummy with the Mark II couplings. I have a later one with the Mark IIIs. I think I've shown it previously. So let's just run through this and have a look. Well, we won't run through the whole catalogue. We just want that page. So we've got these first series TC passenger coaches here. So we've got the Vista Dome, 132 there. We've got the passenger car, that's 131. And then we've got the observation, 133. Great, with a little sort of red lump of plastic on the end there, meant to represent a light. I think it would be nice if that lit up in red. And then we've got the baggage car, R134. Sorry, I'm not pointing the camera in the right place there. I was looking over the side of it at where I was looking. And we've got the red variant there, and also they were in silver as well first before they put the red stripe on. So I'll just close up the cover. So excellent imagery there. So we do have some boxes. Where have I left the boxes? I'll just run this side and have a look at the boxes. Oh. They've sort of suffered a little bit. They're getting sort of quite worn when they came to me. The box for the Locomotive is perhaps more worn than the rest. So lift off lid box, no paperwork with it. You see it's all away on the end there. But we've still got the info on the end, a little bit of a tear. I suppose I could try and encourage that back into place. But it's done its job. It's just brown cardboard on the inside of this. There's no special packaging or anything. It should have probably had packing rings, but they're long gone. So that's the box for the Locomotive. Just sort of re-grip the camera here. We've got the coach boxes here. Which one have we got here? We've got observation car, 133. You can see it's in reasonably good condition. It's all a bit faded on that end though. Which one have we got here? It's quite nice with it printed in red there, isn't it? So there's the passenger coach, 131. Again, these are sort of fairly aged looking boxes. The printing's a bit off register there, isn't it? You can't quite read the yellow work through there. It's sort of the red and the yellow is all sort of mixed together a little bit. And then we've got an end flap missing off that one. Which one is that? There we go, that's the Vista Dome. That's a slightly deeper box to account for the sort of dome on the top of the car. Let's have a look at it there. So you see it's going to require a deeper box to accommodate that. And one final box. And again, possibly a price still present on this one. 134 baggage car, 9 and 11. Definitely a nice bit of yellowing with the sellotape there. It's seen a bit of action this. You can see the paint has chipped through there. over the top of the cab windows, but sort of largely in quite nice condition. So the decals are reasonably intact on the front. And you see this sort of pilot or skirt is sort of made to go around these Mark II style couplings. I think it was only available for a year before they swapped over to the Mark IIIs. So let's have a look along the top. Pair of horns. These screws here and here, they've released the top so you can get into where the motor bogie is and release it. So the motor bogie is just held in with the pivot screw at the top there. So you just have a look at the insert picture. You can see how that works. Sort of typography down the side is sort of reasonable condition. You've got these rivets there. There's no sort of perspex in there, just the rivets. And the glass has seen better days. I think the last time I showed this, I showed putting the new bulbs in these. Can't remember how long ago that video was. But these sort of glow as well, but just like the R55, we're not getting as much of a glow as you might think. You've got to sort of really run up the power a little to get a reassuring glow on the inside. You can just see one of the cables through the windscreen there. So tiny bits of paint loss here and there, but fairly sort of good overall condition for a model dating back from the late 1950s. And you've got the model number in there, sort of R.159 for the powered locomotive and 250 for the dummy. So you could have a motor in both ends of one of these. You could, that sort of plate there, you could take that out and that dummy bogie would come off and you could house another motor. So I'm not sure what the sticker refers to. It was on it when it came to me, so I've just left it in place. And you've got the tank or battery box, fuel tank or battery box, whatever we want to call it under there. So if I can get that around there, we've got built in Britain. I don't know whether I can turn that around the other way. I can't get that in under the camera to read it sort of the right way up, so we'll live with it that way up. And there's the drive gear and the pickup. So the pickups drop backwards and up into the motor bogie and make contact with the backside of these wheels. You can see quite a bit of wear there. So I haven't cleaned this one up. So it's just out of the box and running, just a bit like the Princesses we had running last time. So reasonably well serviced. I mean, you do get sort of a little drop off in pickup over the large plastic point when you've got one wheel on the plastic and one on the rails, especially if you've got a little bit of an angle on it, and you might not get contact all the way through at one time, so you get the occasional sort of hiccups, but I think that's to be expected, playing with a toy over this age. This is R134, the baggage car. Now I have fixed the doors shut. I mean, I can unfix them if I want, but they definitely vibrate open. It's all fairly nice. You can see the occasional mark in the plastic, so I think they've lived quite a sheltered life. You get some of the silver TC coaches from the first series, and they're absolutely hammered. They've really seen a lot of action. These ones have had a fairly relaxed time, I think. So let's have a look on the underside here. So the later variants of this had plastic bogies. These ones are metal. They're quite heavy. They do make quite a heavy rattling sound when they're in use. So I haven't had to put spacers in these ones. They seem to be running quite nicely without the spacers. So what have we got there? Made in England. Again, can I get that up and underneath the camera without bashing into the tripod? Possibly. And then we've got R130 and 134. So I think it's 130, the number for one of the other colours of the model, the baggage car, for one of the other colours, the red and silver, or the silver. R131, the passenger car. Again, this is all in good condition. So these all came to me as one lot, so they lived together, I think, as far as I can tell. So Locomotive didn't come with it. The coaches were a separate purchase. Locomotive came from Elaine's Trains, and these coaches, I'm fairly confident in saying that these came as one of the sort of a late night purchase on eBay, and I just saw them and put a bid and got it, as I remember it. So again, sort of a little bit of a mark in the roof. That could be where the plastic came off the sprue, but no seating unit in there. So I think possibly later units may have had, there may have been a seating unit available for these, I think, but it would have been more a thing you could have fitted yourself, I think. I'm not sure whether they were sold with them. Maybe the diner in 1960, I think the diner came along in 1960, may well have been fitted with a seating unit of its own. Again, metal bogies, nice and rattly, you can hear that. R.132, the Vista Dome, that terrific dome on the top with the green seats, red and yellow floor. Quite impressive, isn't it? So just look along the edge of that. Again, the metal bogies, wheels, all previously cleaned up the last time we used it. There we've got some more numbering on the base of the model there. You can see through to the underside of that red and yellow floor there, can't we? Made in England. So it's just quite nice to have these in this condition. So just look down that side again. No seating or any sort of interior detail below there and below the dome, but all fairly impressive, I think. And it would have been, I think I said earlier, really happy to have had these as a child and get them racing around the carpet. R.134, the observation car, I think this is just as impressive as the Vista Dome. I think that little plastic bump there is maybe a separately fitted plug of plastic into the model. I'll have to investigate, or whether it's part of the seat unit down there, I'm not quite sure. But again, you've got the red and yellow floor there, and there's bright green seats. Again, no further detail in the rest of the coach. So similar end detail there. Again, that distinctive rattle with those metal sort of bogies on there, and the plastic sleeved wheels. And then we've got Triang's name under there. And we get that round the other way, see if we can catch the light on it. It seems to work quite nicely. A group of numbers there. So they're really quite good things. So I know I did mention in the previous video that I was using the drinking straw method of trying to hold these coaches together. So there is a piece of drinking straw which I've coloured in black before I cut it up. So if you put that on there, and then you get the other model, and you hook it in. Actually, I've just got that out of shot. You hook it in like that. So even if those hooks come undone, the sort of drinking straw is going to prevent it from going too far apart for too long, and hopefully they'll all come back together. I suppose the drinking straw could break, of course, but that was a terrific method of stopping these things drifting apart. Somebody very kindly passed that on to me. I've put this lot back on the rails, and I have added the drinking straw to each coupling. So I'm going to be more ambitious just to finish off with, and we'll run through a good set of points, and we'll bring this onto the inside line, and then we'll get the silver and red train running as well. So let's get that underway and give that a little bit of a run. Just check everything's all on the rails. We'll stand back and ease that out of the station. They are quite long trains, these Transcontinental trains, once you get everything all on the rails together. Through the station. So we'll pull this up at the station and then shift some points. If we go too quick, we're just going to bounce off through the points, I think, so I'm not really going to wind that up. Let's grab some point work here. So I think we want to go with the green one here. Let's come over the top here. So we want to go curved here. And then we want the one just hiding behind the caboose over here. So that one wants also to go curved. So we're all as one railway at the moment, so we'll have to split it once we get this on the inner line. Let's come over here. So we'll give some power back there. So many knocks and clicks and bumps. So we'll just get that all the way on there. Yeah, so we're all in there, and I'll just reach round for the points again. So let's close that one, straight there, and let's go for that one over there again, and we'll go straight. I'm just going to have a swift look round, look in there, just make sure everything's behaving itself. I think we can get will it hold focus down there? I'll really confuse it if we try and do that. All good there still. Yeah, so it's difficult to tell whether the hooks are doing the work or the drinking straws, but it should give us that little bit of more confidence that we can keep all that together. So just checking the points all the way around, because I was fooling around with the railway earlier in the day. I know I was in and out of here. This all looks good. So we just need to split the railway now. So we want to go two railways, controller on the other side. So this now controls the red and silver train. He said hopefully. So we don't seem to have any power in there. I know we've got no power in there because I've left the points changed, haven't I? It's sealed into the station. So let's go with the points here. So straight, and the one at the far end of the station, which is probably too far away to see change by the signal box. Straight. And then he confidently turns the switch. And we have action. That's what was supposed to happen. A few sets of points behind. Let's just make sure that's running before we get the other train underway. See if it's all behaving itself. Through the station. No drinking straw between there, and then we've got the mix of Mark II and Mark IIIs there to contend with. Yeah, I think we're all good there. So we'll grab the other control, and we'll get the blue and yellow train underway. That'll warm up and gather some speed by itself. Now it's getting underway again. So ideally the blue and yellow train will move off. See if we can just get that to run gently. A terrific sound with two sets of knurled wheels running all at once. Are the drinking straws helping us, do you think? That's deceptive. I keep thinking I'm hearing derailments, but it's just the clunkiness of the wheels in general rolling over the points. So let's put that controller out of the way and make the view a little bit better. Let's see if we can have a look at the observation car from behind. We'll catch this as it comes around. If I can get the camera in the right place. Trickier than it looks. When you're holding the camera, you've got the length of the gimbal hanging out underneath it. I think we'll just see if we can finish off with some wider views, see if we can get both trains more together. That's the problem with running opposite ways around the railway. You're not quite as nice a view. But I think that's probably about it for this time. If you look back again next time, we'll see if we can have something else interesting to look at. Thanks again for looking in. Goodbye now.